What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Games Are Hard. Feels so good to say that again.
Yeah.
I'm Stephan Riley, joined by the best beard in the whole goddamn business. You know whose beard it is, Robert.
Robert.
It's Robert's beard. Actually, it's Lucas's beard.
Hello.
On my right, the illustrious, the elusive, and the exotic. Roberto Javier Esqueras El Tigre.
It's the last time we're going to be able to say that, probably. Except not really.
The year is 2017 of our Lord and Savior, Gabe Newell. The year is almost over, so we want to talk about what our favorite games from the past year were. And this will be our last video ever, and I'm very sad.
No, it's not.
This is all of us die at the end of recording and uploading of this video. We all drop dead.
That's not true.
I'm gonna start with Rob, and then I'm gonna go to Lucas. I'm gonna tell you what my favorite game of the year is. Does that sound good? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Couple questions.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
What is Robert Durant's favorite game of 2017?
Should I preface this with?
Oh yes, a runner-up. Please give me a runner-up.
Oh, a runner-up.
A runner-up, and then whatever you're gonna preface.
Okay,
it with.
well now I got to think about a runner-up.
Okay, so-
but you know I can give you a bit of preface on this.
You're not
So
in- you're not in.
okay,
there you go. There you
okay.
go.
So I don't play a lot of games new, which causes my game of the year to not actually really be my favorite game from that year a few years down the line. Like, for example, last year I said it was Off-Road Trading Company, which is a very good game. But if I was going to talk about my favorite game from 2016 this year, I would have said it's Clash Royale. So that's something to just preface there. Now, my actual game of the year this year, I don't think will change ever.
Okay.
I don't think. But my runner-up here, you want me to give you a runner-up?
A worthy mention, a notable experience.
Was it Snake Pass?
See, you joke around,
Yeah.
but like really, there was one really good game this year I found. And otherwise, I was sort of, eh. So Snake Pass is up there. I've played a board game that I don't own that I really liked.
Mechs versus...
No, that came out last year.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Sidereal Confluence.
That sounds like a Robert game.
Sidereal Confluence
One more time.
trading in the Elysian
Is that the full title?
quadrant.
That is the full
Is that the full title? Say it one more time.
Okay.
Slowly enunciate.
I've forgotten it now. Sidereal Confluence trading in the Elysian quadrant. Here, one second. The game's here. One second. Sidereal Confluence trading and negotiation in the Elysian quadrant.
Jesus.
No, Sidereal Confluence takes my runner-up.
Yeah,
Give me the reason why it's your second favorite game of
Okay.
2017.
So it's all just open trading. There's it's very loose as far as how you can make deals and that, and everyone has a different starting setup. It's very asymmetric. There's 7 different alien races, and you each take control of one of those alien races. They all have different abilities, which will get them different resources. So certain people are good at getting certain things, and certain people need certain resources more than others. For example, I remember when we played Lucas, you needed like technology or something.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
That was really, really valuable to you.
Yeah.
And I could make a bit of it, and you would just pay me loads of what other resources I needed for it.
Yeah.
I was like, sure, let's make a deal here. Whereas
Let's make a deal.
That's my
Yes.
deal. Yes.
that's another game, a good game. But
Oh, yeah.
anyways,
That is a good
So yeah, I really like this for just it's cool stuff that happened in the negotiations and a lot of asymmetric, a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's hard to.
I like games.
I only played it once.
Yeah, we did
I only
play
played
it
it once. I would like to play it again sometime, but it's very much you need a group of people who really want to play something like this to sit down and
That's
play.
why it's going to be hard to play it again, because not many people in the program want to play it. Probably not. Actually, maybe Kaylin, but...
Yeah.
What a nerd.
Now, are we going with
Now
my
your
actual
Rob,
favorite.
okay.
Your favorite game of the year 2017.
Can you make a guess of what it could be?
I know. He told me already. But,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but he was offended when I asked. I'm like, Rob, what's your favorite game?
wasn't
And then he
offended.
laughed. Not offended. Sorry. He laughed at me, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe you played another game, but of course, the only game I've seen Robert play the past 6 months is
What
Splatoon
was
2.
it, Robert?
Yeah,
Oh, shoot.
we got Splatoon 2.
Spoilers.
We'll cut to that.
Yeah,
Well-
Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an issue when you say that. Yeah.
Why?
See, I feel like this is a bit of a cop-out because Splatoon 2 is really similar to Splatoon 1.
Right.
And I just really like Splatoon 1, and I'll tell you the reasons why I like Splatoon 1. And it's the exact same reasons I like Splatoon 2. There's nothing interesting Splatoon 2 did. In fact, I like Splatoon 2 with Splatoon 1 more than Splatoon 2. It's just like, this is where people are playing it, and this is where I know people. So that's why I'm playing Splatoon 2. So my reasoning for just liking Splatoon, which is going to be my reasoning for liking Splatoon 2,
Right.
is how unique it is. Also, it just allows me to play a console shooter because of the gyro sensor. And also, I believe I've said this before, but gyro sensing is the mouse and keyboard of shooting on a console. Like, it is really accurate once you get the hang of it. You can quickly lock on to different targets just by tilting the controller. And you do really quick movements back and forth. The game also has interesting mechanic where you paint the ground, and then your team can move faster through your own ink, and you're slowed down by enemy ink. So it makes it a little more interesting past just shooting the other players. You also gotta lay down lines of ink so that you sort of have a roads essentially to work around with. And all of the modes. This is something after I've seen sort of the popularity of Overwatch, and there's some design decision I don't understand that Overwatch makes. But this is something I really like about Splatoon is there's no asymmetric goals on any of the modes. It's always both teams are trying to do the exact same thing. When there's the tower mode, which is like payload, both teams can push the payload back and forth, and whoever gets it further wins. So I just really appreciate that.
I thought I always felt like some of the goals were asymmetric, but no, it's all like you're both doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that because it's automatically balanced. And like I know Dota over 10 years has managed to balance an asymmetric map, not asymmetric goals, an asymmetric map.
Yeah.
But like when newly released games have asymmetric stuff, it's just awfully balanced. Like I've never seen it well balanced, so I appreciate that. There's depth to it. Like there's a bunch of different weapons. They all play differently, and I don't feel like I've mastered all of them. And that's something that gives me to dos. And that's I get enjoyment in mastering a bunch of different weapons. And every week, that's the other thing. Every week they release a new weapon, so the meta is constantly changing. And so.
All right. Thank you so much, Rob. Yeet. All right, Lucas. What's your second favorite game? The penultimate game of the Lucas Peters 2017 gaming experience. Lay it on me.
It was hard to pick either, but Odyssey.
Super Mario
Odyssey for Nintendo Switch. It was. I've been wanting to play like Mario 64 Sunshine for a bunch of years now, but like I could just go back and play it, or I could have waited for Odyssey, and I did, and I'm glad I did wait for Mario Odyssey, because it was the collectathon game, like platform experience that I've been waiting for. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the Banjo-Kazooie or the Donkey Kong 64 style like collectathon where there's way too many collectibles, and I felt like that's what Yooka-Laylee was going for, and that's why I didn't like pick it up. But although if I pick it up, and I might like it if I do pick it up, but it was like way too many collectibles in Yooka-Laylee that I felt like you would have to go for. So I was like, I want something that's like a bit more simpler, but like still has.
It's funny you say too many collectibles. That's my biggest turn away from Odyssey.
It's the one collectible. You don't have to.
Oh, I get what you mean. Not volume, just different types.
Yes.
Okay.
I like the Mario style of like open world where it was like, it was coins, red coins, and stars. Like there wasn't anything hugely like. Challenge was the traversing of the world, like not like the finding all of the things, which are, well, I guess that is what collectathon is, but it made it, I don't know, it felt much more enjoyable than the time I spent playing Banjo-Kazooie. And so Mario Odyssey, it felt amazing to play, because like I didn't have to do the story objective. I could have just roamed off to some other place, grabbed the minimum power moons I needed to go on to the next room, and I would do that. But no, I would make sure that I grabbed every single power moon that I could.
When you say story objective, is there a story, or is it just
there's
the progression to world objective?
No, there is sort of a story. There's power moons that that have certain objectives to them, like story objectives. Like when you reach the new world, you it essentially points you into the direction of where this power moon is, and this is also where the boss's power moons are and stuff like that, where they would give you the 3 power moons and stuff for beating the bosses, but you'd have to do certain challenges to get to the boss, and those are the story power moons. but like you didn't have to do those power moves. Like you could have done those power moves just by themselves and like maybe one or two, and you would have been fine to just go on to the next world. You didn't have to go and explore, or you could have got like explored and not touched any of those things, and you would have been just as fine to collect the same amount of minimum required power moves to continue to the next world. And so I really like that. But me, I did the story stuff. Then I made sure I grabbed every moon before I left as much as I could, or at least every purple coin, to buy the accessories and stuff in the world.
The accessories. Juicy.
I mean, it's
they're so cool. They're so cool.
Yeah, but my favorite game of the year,
Lucas's ultimate gaming experience of the year 2017.
A Hat in Time.
Cute as heck.
Cute as heck 3D platformer.
3D
Collect-a-thon platformer.
Yeet!
Another one. This one was much shorter than Mario Odyssey by far, but every single level I enjoyed myself to no end. I was always like smiling ear to ear when I was
The writing, Lucas,
each level
is brilliant.
I mean, each world in A Hat in Time does something like different with it. So like world 1 is like it's like very basic, like linear sort of progression. You pick the certain acts. There's like very little like deviation. Act 2 is like it's like war sides between the two different factions.
Oh,
and, like,
I liked that.
Each like your high score in each level get like contributes to either side of the fight. And then Chapter 3 is like you choose which missions you do within the world. And Chapter or Act 4.
I'm not on 4 yet. I'm on 3. So don't go that far. But it's good.
Act 4 is like it's a challenge.
Okay,
I'll say that much.
I'm ready. I had trouble getting out that fucking tree in the forest.
You're not gonna love Act 4.
I thought I was good at platformers, but trying to get up that tree, like the amount of times I got all the way up, and some of like I don't know. No, it's not. It's not the game's fault. It's my fault. I know that, but it's just not. It could be a little bit tighter. Like it could be a little bit like if I snapped up. I don't like how when she stays on her stomach when she I want to snap up and keep going.
Yeah, but you just hit jump and it does it.
Yes.
It's more like
I felt bad. But then when I got to the top, I felt really
good. Like it was, oh my god. Like the challenge levels within each of the acts, like the timers, those are amazing. Like I love those platform challenges.
I love those.
And they on PC they've got Steam Workshop support now, so you can get like custom hats and like levels and stuff right now. And so I haven't even touched that stuff yet, but like I'm so ready because like what I've been wanting from the game was more content. So the community is going to be creating more content. They've announced that the free DLC is coming in 2018. And even I actually want to try playing it in multiplayer with the split screen multiplayer when it comes out.
Ooh.
But
Lucas, you have two very similar games that couldn't have different like sort of development stories.
Oh
here.
yeah.
So why is Hat in Time better than Mario Odyssey in your opinion?
It was made with love, like but it was made by
it can do things more personally and more like you feel like the intent behind the design, whereas Nintendo's like, this is a kids game by our system.
It was I felt more like it was created by the fans for the fans. A Hat in Time was like because they understood what went right and what went wrong in these other like open world platforming games like in Banjo-Kazooie and Mario Sunshine, where they drew heavy inspiration from, and they tried their best to learn from them and like improve upon the designs in those games. And
having watched you play that, I can say that Hat in Time personally looks a lot more engaging because the platforming seems more skill based. I don't know. With Mario, it's just like it's very simple. Like there's not a lot of depth to it. I feel. Whereas in Hat in Time, I see you play and you're diving and then you're jumping off of little platforms and you can do things really speedy. It looks like it would feel better to play. Whereas Mario almost feels a bit slow.
I think that's part of Nintendo's approach to we need a 6-year-old to be able to play and enjoy this game. Whereas I feel like no, this is my opinion. I think Hat in Time was very much I think most of the people playing Hat in Time are 15 plus. Even the writing is mature. A lot of the jokes, I was like, this isn't a kid's game. They can't say that. Whereas Nintendo was like, we need to put this in the hand of a 6-year-old and they should be able to play it. You know what I mean? And so Mario loses something where Hat in Time has that you got to get good to use the
Right.
So Lucas, your favorite game of 2017 is Hat in Time.
Yes.
Awesome. My second favorite game of the year 2017. Of course. You want to guess? You want to guess?
See, I don't know.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I'm almost positive I know.
I've told everyone my favorite game
Oh.
continuously, but I don't think.
Okay.
I want to guess
Okay.
your second favorite's probably Cuphead.
What do you got?
Because I have a good feeling of your game of the year.
I agree with Lucas, but to throw in a second guess, I'm gonna put Breath of the Wild in there.
Cuphead is my second favorite game of 2017. I went into Cuphead, and I said this in my preview. I wrote a Gamescom show, but Red absolutely didn't. That Cuphead felt like a game I was gonna buy and play for like an hour, and then like, I get it. I'm not good at it. It's too hard.
Right.
But that didn't happen. The exact opposite happened, Robert. I got into Cuphead. I got the first level. Got my ass handed to me. I was like, ooh, this feels good. This feels really good. And I just kept playing that first level over and I played that first level for like an hour or two. Finally got it. I was like, oh my god, that felt so good.
Is
and
the
that,
first
that,
level the side-scrolling one?
The Cabbage Patch with the onions. No, it's a boss level.
Oh, the carrot one?
Yeah, the carrot one. That felt so, and from that rush, I was like, oh, what's next? Went to the next one, and over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks, beat every boss. I have almost S-ranked all the ones on the first island. I'm like 700 gamer score out of 1,000. Like, I'm getting there. And I went back to the first level, and I started playing, and I just breezed through it. I beat it in 38 seconds. I didn't take a single hit, got the S rank, and I was like, I got really good at Cuphead, and the game pushes you in just like the curve. Like I hit that perfect curve. Like I was just not good enough. I wanted to get good enough. I got good enough, and then the next challenge was right there, waiting for me, and it felt so good. And the last like third of the game is like some of my favorite levels of any game I've ever played. And so, oh my god, Cuphead. Oh, and of course, like the gameplay aside, just the art style has never been done before, and I think that's why it got popular was the art style.
Right.
But
I'm sure it got all of its attention from.
Yeah, that's what sells the game. It's like, oh, this is a Disney cartoon. That's cool. And then it just delivers in like some of my favorite. I've like Cuphead has cemented like bullet hell is my new favorite genre of like 2D game.
Really?
Yes, like not favorite genre. Cuphead, my god. And of course, like visually, all these levels are stunning. And actually, like a lot of the levels get in their own way because they put like filters in front or like there's things in the foreground that kind of make it harder to see what I'm doing. But I just worked past that, so I feel like actually the visuals kind of got like what they were trying to do with making it like an old cartoon kind of got in the way of what I was trying to do.
Right.
But I got past that.
What did I say since the first time they showed Cuphead?
I forget. What'd you say, Rob?
I said that this art style is awful for games and you can't see what's happening, and I knew that like that's what was gonna happen. Also, what sold more, Red Dead Redemption or the Switch this year?
Bada bing, Switch wins. Let's go. The Switch sold 10 million. Red Dead 0.
Actually, Red Dead's probably at like 500,000 pre-sales already, so whatever. Yeah, that's nothing.
I'm just wondering, at this point, do you still think within the year that the Switch releases and the year that Red Dead Redemption releases?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, as terms of in 2017, that's a big fat 0 for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Switch wins. Boom. He begins his wardrobe. Oh, right.
Lucas Peters, my favorite game of 2017 is Night in the Woods.
Oh, wow, what a shocker.
Infinite Fall. I have been in love with this game since I played it over the reading break week in February. Night in the Woods touched me. I know, Robert, you really resonate with me on the emotional effect of games, but...
Yes, Portal was very emotional.
Oh, I teared up at Portal.
No. The song. Yeah.
The song's really good, too. I'm losing steam here. Night in the Woods touched me on an emotional level. For those who don't know, and a lot of people don't, because it's an indie game, Night in the Woods is a 2D side-scrolling game, platforming, in quotes. I don't consider it a platforming game, where... The game stars a character named Mae Borowski. All the characters are anthropomorphized. These are animals who can talk. Mae Borowski drops out of college, comes back to her crappy small hometown after a year being away and trying to reconnect with her family, trying to reconnect with her friends. And it's those relationships and those dialogues you build over several weeks. Game took me like 10 hours to play. Every week's like 2 hours.
Right.
And those relationships, it's the best written game I've ever played. And I'm confident no game is ever going to beat just the amount of like... Oh, Night in the Woods delivers a brilliant script, and some of those quotes stay in my head forever. And several scenes will just stay with me forever. Like this, several scenes that broke me. One scene in particular, Where I just couldn't. I was done for this that day. They're talking on the hill and on the log, and Angus and May are talking, and Angus gets into like his backstory and like what happened to him and why it's so good. It's beautiful. I'm just gonna say it. My nose was like buggy as hell at launch. It was real. There were several scenes that broke. I had to turn off my PlayStation, turn it on, and they just patched it this week. They've said they've spent all the last 8 months like doing rigorous testing, and it's definitely the best time to play Night in the Woods this week. Weird Autumn Edition, set on Xbox One, PS4, PC.
Right.
But yeah, Night in the Woods is lovely, and I highly recommend it. Yeah. That's it for our favorite games of 2017. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. If you ever did or don't. Whoops.
Whoopsie daisies. We fell asleep for a good half of the year. Uh-oh.
I'm a little melancholy. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Will we make more videos? Do you want to make more
Probably.
videos? I miss this. I miss talking about games with you guys. We're talking about games, but just like to ourselves. I guess this video's not going to get views,
that's
so
what
we might as well just be talking to ourselves. Do a wave, Rob. Do a wave. Oh, get on camera with me. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good...